NASA engineers reveal unexpected data from interstellar space on Voyager 1 spacecraft. Feel confused? Is this a response to a message sent to aliens 45 years ago? We may actually be receiving the first messages from intelligent alien life. Or maybe these confusing data come from an entirely new force of nature. This will forever change our view of the universe. 1977. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 begin their journey together. Its actual goal is simply to explore the planets. Voyager 1 and 2 were hastily built during a favorable planetary alignment. In order to send probes to Jupiter, Saturn, and other planets in the solar system in a very short time. Both detectors are simple. They're roughly like a tape recorder. The main mission of both detectors will take 5 years. At that point, researchers were excited they could launch and begin their journey. Voyager 1 passes directly through the asteroid belt. The risk of losing a detector is high. Therefore, a second detector of the same structure was launched. If Voyager 1 successfully passes, this would prove that such a flight path is feasible. Later, Voyager 1 successfully passed through the asteroid belt. Arrive at Jupiter. Then came Saturn and kept flying. The probe has now been traveling in space for more than 45 years. It is the first man-made object to enter interstellar space. Scientists now have measurements of an area they've seen thousands of times through telescopes, but they have never been able to guess how the vast structures of the universe are formed. These measurements shocked the scientific community because they did not expect such a result. In 1977, no one knew for sure whether there were aliens in the solar system, because Voyager 1 and 2 each carried a gold record in 1977. These records were designed to showcase life and culture on Earth to possible alien civilizations. At the time, no one knew for sure whether there were alien spacecraft traveling somewhere in the solar system on our doorstep, or whether any of the moons in the solar system have life. Researchers at the time may have hoped that after completing their original missions, Voyager 1 and 2 will continue to fly into the depths of the universe. In tens of thousands of years, these two probes will reach the first neighboring solar system. Imagine that a flying object made by us would currently take thousands of years to reach the nearest star. The distance in space is really huge. Thanks to the Hubble and James Webb telescopes, we see images of distant parts of the universe. From the nearest star system Centauri to Proxima, we know all the scientific details, but we can't reach these places now. If they are discovered and investigated by some civilization in the universe, these alien life forms will encounter two golden records. Its diameter is 12 inches. They are covered with a protective sheath to mark the time span of our civilization. Also includes a pointer and simple symbolic illustrations. How to play records. The content of the record has been carefully selected to convey the broad spectrum of our human world. They include greetings in 55 different languages and the natural sounds of the earth, like thunder, birdsong, and waves. There is also a selection of musical works from different cultures and eras, from classical music to rock music. There are also 115 pictures encoded with special codes. Shows different aspects of life on Earth. Includes humans, animals, artwork, and scientific diagrams. 30,000 years or more later, what kind of response might you get? We may also have received a response, but didn't even realize it yet. Before Voyager 1 and 2 crossed the Sun-Autumn boundary, no one knows exactly where our solar system's sphere of influence ends. And when does space really begin? The Sun is a huge luminous furnace, continuously blowing charged particles from the Sun into space. These currents and the Sun's magnetism create a complex stellar ecosystem. Without these currents and the atmosphere formed by the Sun, there is no heat on our planet. We will also have no defense against cosmic radiation. This way, the Sun wraps all the planets in a protective shell. Billions of kilometers from the Sun, the particle stream disappears. They encountered the interstellar medium, the vast dark space between stars and galaxies. Where does the influence of the solar stream end over a long period of time? And where does the reach of interstellar space begin? It's all a mystery. But since August 25, 2012, researchers know better. Because on that day, Voyager 1 was the first probe to cross the solar system and enter interstellar space. Our sun's sphere of influence doesn't end suddenly. It's not as scientists imagined. Instead, solar currents appear to extend far into the universe. Until December 15, 2014, more than 2 years later, measurement data further confirmed. Voyager 1 did indeed enter interstellar space. There, scientists encountered their next shocking situation. First, Voyager 1 became completely lost in interstellar space. These particular data initially caused confusion. Some believe it could be a message from some extraterrestrial force. The code is very strange, and some think the data is just a flaw. A few scientists dare to speak out. There may be hitherto unknown life forms in space. Or maybe an alien species communication stream is gliding through space like radio waves. Voyager may first have detected these currents and sent a message back. The official explanation is that there is no mysterious news. Instead, an error occurred in the communication system that determined Voyager 1's position in space. It is said that the source of the erroneous data is a problem with the so-called attitude braking and control system. NASA is already worried about the future of the probe. Voyager 1 has become stale. This is the official explanation. But later this flaw was corrected. Data is normal again. As for the repair work carried out on Earth, it was a success. Or has the strange message from empty space passed? Scientists are arguing again. Soon scientists had to deal with data they didn't expect. Voyager 1 reports a strange signal coming from interstellar space. Shouldn't exist. So another fundamental force hitherto unknown to us may be involved. Now scientists certainly hope that Voyager 1 and 2 can operate for a while longer to provide more data from interstellar space. Most of the detector's technical equipment has been shut down for many years. Only the most basic measuring equipment can detect particle current or magnetism and electricity, still detecting any slight changes. This task continues. When Voyager 1 launched on September 5, 1977, launch of Review Body Number 41 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, launch room carrying Titan III launch vehicle. No one expected to still be in contact with the detector 45 years later. The Traveler twins are cherished by NASA and the hundreds of people who work with them. Many scientists or control center employees spent almost their entire lives following Voyager 1 and 2. Journey of Number. This is an image of Jupiter taken by Voyager 1 in January 1979. Because for the first time, better photographic resolution is possible, is still considered groundbreaking. The wooden position becomes clearly visible. Tiny dust ring appears before researchers for the first time. Magnetic fields and radiation never suspected before identified. 1980. Voyager 1 provides unique images of the complex structure of Saturn's rings. Its instruments analyze Titan and Saturn strikes for the first time. After these successes, engineers expand mission goals. Includes extra Uranus and Neptune. Together, the probe explored 48 satellites. For planets, multiple planetary magnetic fields and numerous planetary rings. Even the very distant Earth at that time. Image taken by probe shows Earth ablue in cosmic darkness. Considered one of the best photos in the history of space travel. This photo was taken on February 14, 1990. Yes, turn off the detector camera system to save power before taking the last image. It's almost like a last look back. Voyager 1 bids farewell to Earth and embarked on a long space journey to an unknown destination. These two detectors are engineering legends. Scientists involved have a hard time imagining life without Voyager 1 and 2. If everything goes well, these two space pioneers will remain accessible until the end of this decade. At the same time, it takes more than 2 days for the signal from the detector to reach us. This extremely long-range communication is only possible through 3 high-performance antennas distributed around the world. The detector's annual power output is reduced by about 4 watts, limits the number of systems that can be operated. Voyager 1 appears to be acquiring and transmitting scientific data normally again. Hopefully he can still receive instructions from Earth and execute them.